All right. How's everyone doing? Can everyone hear me okay? All right, fantastic. Good to see everyone. Also, want to say special welcome to those of you who are here with the free trial. So, super excited to see you guys here. Reminder some of you, a lot of you who are here for the free trial have done the classes yesterday or earlier today. It's also really interesting to see we have people from Europe, from all over the place, and still awake at this time. We're quite shocked at that. Some of you guys are crazy. I'm in bed by 10. I'm like an old man. All right. So, just want to let you guys know this is a foundations class. So what is foundations? Foundations is student level 1 to 8. All right. So basically it's the Sunum Tau level basic stuff, and then it's the basic Chum Q and double arm Chi Sao. So that's why when I teach this class, I'm going to always be addressing two groups. One group is like the Sunum Tau only group, and the other group is like Chum Q and starting double arm Chi Sao. So that's why sometimes I'm going to give an exercise that's for the Sunum Tau level group. If that's you, you do that exercise. And sometimes I'll say Chum Q level group here. I did a mastery class earlier today. I did it from the school, but now I'm back home. So I have something new. I have the Hong Kong edition of the Star Wars poster, which I'm the original Star Wars, which I'm very quite excited about. So anyway, thank you for joining me in my living room today instead of from City Wing Chun. So we'll go ahead and get started. Also, just so you guys know, and I'll write this in the chat because some of you may be new to City Wing Chun and how we do things here. Every week we have what we call an A and a B class. So I just put it up in the chat there. So the A day is Monday and Tuesday. And the B day is Wednesday and Thursday. So what does this mean? Well, this is how we do things in our regular classes, like when we're not, in a pandemic or streaming classes. The Monday class is A day, but so is Tuesday. That means the lesson on Monday is the same lesson as the one on Tuesday. What this does is this allows some people like to come to class Monday, Wednesday, and some like to come Tuesday, Thursday. So this means that everyone, regardless of whether you come Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, everyone will learn the same thing. But what this also means is that if you do classes every day, you're also going to have each class you're going to get to review twice. So that means you could do the class on Monday, and then you get to repeat it again on Tuesday, for example. So that allows you the chance to get the curriculum one more time, right? And for the students who are already part of either our school or they're already on the online academy, we give you credit for all the classes that you show up to on your curriculum card. Obviously, those of you who are here on the free trial, you don't have a curriculum card yet, but we have a curriculum card which shows the curriculum the way we do it here, and you get credit for all the classes that you come to. So, and also for those of you who might be joining us for the first time, every class we always start with a little bit of self-defense. We kind of quote unquote get it over with, and that might be something against a grab or a hold or something, and we'll start the class with that. And then we do the warm-up and form, and then we go into the topic for the day. So the warm-up is almost like a pre-warm-up kind of, or the self-defense is like a pre-warm-up type thing. So we're going to do the same self-defense that I taught yesterday in the foundations class, or that Sifu Ethan also taught in the class yesterday, which is the basic rear choke defense. Now, I also don't have a partner here with me, so I will just remind you guys how this works a little bit. So imagine someone is standing here facing this way. I'm the assailant, I come behind them and I try to put them in a choke. Now, I'm not talking about putting someone in a full rear naked choke and squeezing. Once this happens, it's already quite problematic. We're talking about someone just comes behind you and they put you in. It's not really a rear choke. To be honest, we call it, in the grappling world, this is called a rear headlock, right? Now, I put that in the chat. Now, a rear headlock can turn into a choke, but if someone comes behind you, it starts with the rear headlock. Now, we have two variations of rear headlocks. We're going to do the first variation today. The first variation is someone just comes behind you and grabs you, and we're basically going to toss that person over. The second variation, which we do either on the B day or maybe we do it next week, I'm not sure, I have to look at the schedule, is when someone grabs you and pulls. So the version we're doing tonight is not when someone pulls you back. The version is just when someone comes behind you and tries to grab you this way, all right? So super important, whenever we get grabbed from behind, whether it's a bear hug, over, under our arms, a Nelson, a rear headlock, whatever, if you're standing there and you get grabbed from behind, you have to drop in base. You literally have to sink your center of gravity. Otherwise, you're going to get pulled out. You're going to get lifted up very quickly. So the way we drop in base is you're in a neutral stance. and you're literally just gonna sink your body weight this way here. Now, if you notice, I have a slight forward angle. This is actually part of what you later learn in the BUG form. I sink my body weight, and I'm gonna put my hands in this neutral position like this. It's almost like the Saugen position, but it's here. Why? Because if someone grabs me and I sink my weight, I need my hands here either to protect my neck or to go for that bear hug, wherever I don't know how someone is grabbing me. So we have this neutral position so that you can use this against a wide variety of attacks from the rear. But you have to be ready to drop your base the moment you get grabbed. So let's start with that. Just kind of stand nice and relaxed, not in any kind of special stance, and you're gonna drop in base and put your hands in this position like this. And you're gonna stand, move around, and you're gonna drop in base like this. Look, my upper body angle is slightly pitched forward, all right? So I'm not dropping in base this way here. So you stand, you drop in base. You can move around a little bit, super relaxed, and just drop in base. Like this is a reaction. Imagine someone comes up behind you and grabs you, you drop in base like this. And then you move around a couple more times, drop in base, move around, and drop in base. Okay, so now our partner, our opponent has grabbed us in a rear headlock. We dropped in base, and now we feel, oh, the arm is around my neck, all right? So this dropping in base bought you a little bit of time. So now you put your hands here. You're gonna use a monkey grip, which is a thumbless grip this way here. You cut this one here, and now with this position, you literally just bend forward. And we've done this also with much bigger people. It's actually quite easy to throw someone over because you're doing it against this version. They're leaning over to grab you. So when you drop in base and then lean forward, they go this way here. But you have to do it in 2 steps. Drop in base, check in neck, and then bend forward like this. So that's the whole exercise. So you start in a neutral stance, drop in base, grab the neck, and then just bend forward at the waist like this. And note when I drop in base, yeah, my angle is this way here. We're not dropping in base like this. Here you're gonna get caught in a choke. You drop forward, catch, roll like this. Okay, so let's do that a couple times. Drop in base, catch, and bend forward, all right? Then shake it out in between. You wanna do this as natural as possible, all right? You're not walking around like this unless you're completely paranoid. I wouldn't recommend it. It's bad for your health. People look at you weird. You drop in base, catch, and bend forward like this. And you move around and drop in base, catch, bend forward. All right, relax, shake it out. Drop in base, catch, bend forward like this. Now again, this is for when someone just grabs you here in this way. This is not for when someone grabs and pulls you. Slightly different variation. Like I said, we'll cover that one next week. So that is today's drop in base, super important reaction. Anytime someone grabs you from behind. Bear hug, over the arms, under the arms, Nelson, rear, choke, whatever, headlock, drop in base. That's like your immediate first reaction. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to the warm-up. So if you have not done this warm-up before, follow along as best you can. If you come from other WT, you're gonna recognize the elements of the warm-up. So just follow the pattern of what we're doing here, okay? In the warm-up, we do most everything from the advancing stance. So you get used to sitting in this stance, and we work on the upper body posture and the movement here. We don't use any steps. This is more for your balance. So start with the right leg in front in the advancing stance, and you're gonna start with the right zhongzhou, the right hand in front like this. We're gonna do 1 punch per count, starting with the front hand. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 2 punches per count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 3 punches per count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 50 punches nonstop, so just count 25 punches on one hand rather than counting all of them. And let's go, 50 punches, go, lock them out, nice and quick. Make sure you don't have any shaking Elvis, pelvis, no shoulders moving forward and back. Stay nice and solid with your upper body while you punch. And when you're done, finish with the right hand extended, and you're going to sink back into the zhongzhou like this. And now step to the side and switch hands. So everyone should have the left leg forward, left hand forward. Okay, now we do the same thing on the other side, starting with the front hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Punches straight like an arrow. 3 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now 50 punches. Go, lock them out. Quick, quick, quick. Lock them out. Good. Wrist over wrist, fist over fist. And when you're done, you're going to finish with that left arm extended. And you're going to sink into the tongs now. And now step to the side and switch hands again. So now you should have the right lead, right hand in front. So now we do the front thrust kick. Not with a step, not advancing. We do the front thrust kick for balance, for that integrity of your single leg stance. So I'm going to do a front kick with the heel and then back down. If you can see yourself in your video screen, try to keep your upper body from moving at all, like you're a statue from the waist up. That's what we pay attention to in the warm-up, okay? And we go 1, 2, 3, kick with the heel, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and now we switch sides. So everyone should have the left leg, left hand in front. And 1, 2, upper body doesn't move. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's go ahead and switch again. Now we go to the side kick. We start the side kick from the advancing stance, which means we need to pivot the supporting foot. Let me move the camera down this way here so you can see. I start in the advancing stance. I pivot my supporting foot, and I'm going to do the side kick to the knee and then reset. Your hands are going to go forward in bongso as you kick, and then you're going to reset in between to the advancing stance in between each count. We're going to do 10 right and 10 left. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch sides. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch sides again. Now this time we're gonna do a little double clinch here, like you're holding onto someone's neck. Do not interlock your fingers, just place them one on top of the other. And unlike the previous ones, we're actually gonna shift our weight to the front leg, and you're gonna turn your foot out because we're gonna do a knee strike with the rear leg, a continuous knee. So your right foot should be in front, you're gonna knee strike with the left. Keep your weight on that leg so you don't have to shift while you do the knees. And now we're gonna go for 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now keeping your elbows in, switch sides. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. It's like you're all pros, or just that the video screens are so small I can't tell. All right, here we go. All right, so frontal stance this time. This is the only one we're doing from the frontal stance. Everything else we did from the advancing stance. We're going to standard Wing Chun frontal stance, left hand in front. We're gonna do a right elbow with a 90-degree turn. I don't want you reaching with the elbow strike. I want you to imagine someone's head is literally right in front of yours, and you're turning out of the way and hitting it this way with your entire forearm. After you do the elbow strike, your bottom hand is gonna spring back and bring you right back to center. So it's almost like a 2 count. 1 for the elbow, and then the hand brings you back afterwards. You're gonna do both of those movements on each count. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you always come back to the left hand in front. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, switch hands. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, fantastic. Now we do the final exercise. For those of you new to the warm-up, there's 6 exercises total. This is the 6th one. All right, the 6th one is the get up. So we go to the floor. We're going to do a modern tactical getup as opposed to the more traditional Wellington style getup. Of course, we use that one as well, just not for the everyday situation. That one is a little bit more specific. So left foot on the ground, right hand on the ground. So you have opposite foot, opposite hand control. So your right foot is here ready to kick. You can pop yourself up this way. Hand is here ready to protect. You send it forward to protect every time you kick. So we're going to do 10 of these. On the 10th one, you're going to stand up and create distance between you and your would-be assailant. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, fantastic. Now on the ground again, same thing, but on the left side. Okay, so your right foot is on the ground, your left hand is on the ground, and you're ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Up and up this way here. Beautiful. All right. So that's the warm-up. For those of you who are doing the free trial, when you're part of the regular online academy, I actually have short tutorial videos which show the warm-up in detail, because especially some of you who come from WT elsewhere, maybe you're not exactly used to how we do it. So I have some little tutorials that kind of show those things step by step. All right. So in a Sunumtao form, for those of you from other WT, we have a slight modification in the 6th set, which is actually from one of my Seabacks in Hong Kong. And it's a combination of the old way Sifu Larrington used to do it in the early 70s with the new way. So it'll be a little different. So for those of you who are joining us from other WT, you'll see the 6th set is a little different. It's a combination of the old pre-1980 version and the new one. So just stick along for that. I'll explain it later, of course, if you have questions. So make sure you have enough space, which for many of you at home should not be a problem. All right, start with the feet together. Take a big breath in, everything nice and relaxed. Bring your hands up, bend the knees, and set the stance. Okay, hands out, guns out, internal rotation, and back. Left fist to the center, punch, open, full circle, pull straight back. Right fist to the center, punch, open, full circle, and straight back. Open the left hand, hands out. Work it forward slowly. I'll come a little closer to the camera. The hand should be relaxed. All the power is coming from the elbow, and you're bringing this forward. From the side, you should have a very clear V dip in your arm. So in other words, it should not be flat. It should be heavy elbow. Now you're going to circle and wusao, perfectly upright like this. Now you bring the wusao hand back, straight. And don't forget to breathe. When your elbow touches the body, you drop the hand. And now you're going to push the futsal forward this way. Working your elbow as far inside as you can. And then when you're done, you're a little bit more than 1 fist distance away here. You circle, out, and back. And you continue back. Elbow touches the body, you drop the hand. Second futsal, and push forward. And from the other side, again, you have the same V shape here on the arm, so it should not be flat like this. You should have a heavy hanging elbow. Circle, moves out, and back. And you drop the hand. And last, folks out, pushing forward. The 3rd set is done a little slower than this form. In actuality, you would do it much slower than this. But in the normal class, we cannot do it at the actual slow speed. And back. Now, after that last one, you do the palm to the side, just to the edge here. Bring it back to the center, and then launch forward from the elbow, keeping the arm locked. Full circle, this way here, and pull straight back. And now we go on the right side. Hands out, and forward. Hand nice and relaxed. And make sure you maintain that hanging low elbow, that dip in your arm. Now you circle, out, and back. Elbow touches the body, you drop the hand. First futsal, work that elbow in. Try to get that elbow in as far to the center as you can. And circle, out, and back. Drop the hand. Second fox out. Work the elbow in. Try to keep the shoulder back, so don't let the shoulder move forward. Try to keep a neutral, squared up position as you go forward this way here. Circle, moves out, and back. And we're going to do this one more time. You're breathing even, posture straight. Last one, fox out. So I just changed to give you guys different angles so that you can see this. Circle, moves out, and back. Palm to the side, back to the center, forward, open, full circle, and pull straight back. Okay, now the fourth set, open the left hand, comes out, right hand, comes out. Now you bring your hands to the small of your back here and lock out the rear comes out. Then you bring it back to the small of your back and bring it forward tightly here to the chest. Now we do the frontal gums out. Frontal gums out, 1 fist distance here at the elbow. Lands out, you bring it up, the left's on top, you look left, you look right, and fox out from the elbows. And now you come back this time with the right on top. Bring the left hand underneath, jumps out, cross. Hops out, tas out, beauties out, comes out, ties out, and back. All right, now fifth set, side palm, back to the center, and launch forward. Circle, and back. Palm to the side, and again here. From the elbow, you draw back. We don't hinge this way here. We bring it back like this, and then you launch forward, open, circle, and back. Now comes the sixth set, which may be different for some of you, so just follow along. You'll be able to do it, no problem. I have confidence in you. Tansao, Jumsao, Wasao, so far the same, but now you bring the Tansao elbow in, you recover the center line, and now we're gonna circle, and here's the low palm from the midline, like it originally was. Now we have the scoop with the high tansao, and now we're going to circle, and now comes the adjusted gochung, which makes more sense from a qisao perspective. We'll tell you guys about that some other class. Tansao, jumsao, guasao, tansao, circle, low palm. Scoop into the high tansao, circle without moving your forearm, high palm. Open, circle, and back. Now bongsao, slanted angle here. Lower the elbow, tansao, hand back, reverse palm, circle, and back. Bongsao, tansao, hand back, reverse palm, open, circle, and back. Last set, tutsao, you bring the hand here, put the other one on top. 1, 2, and close the fist on 3. 1, 2, and pull back on 3. Open, full circle, and pull straight back. Straighten your right foot, slip your left over, and up like this. All right, bring your knees up to your shoulders, not your shoulders to your knees, the other way around. Those knees up to your shoulders. Okay, so like I said, we have an A day and a B day. This class covers 2 curriculums. It covers Seonam Tao and Chumkyu. Normally on the A day, at least on Zoom, it's very different, obviously, in our classes in New York. But on Zoom, because we have a 1-hour class time, we're a little limited in how in-depth we can go with each form. So usually Monday, or the A day, Monday and Tuesday, I'll do a little more Seonam Tao details. And then on the B day, I'll do more Chumkyu details. So while the Seonam Tao people practice Chumkyu or Seonam Tao on their own, I'll do some more Chumkyu details on the B day. So that's why for those of you who do Chumkyu, I'm gonna have you do Chumkyu on your own. But on the B day, that is tomorrow and Thursday, we'll do some details on Chumkyu. So that, just so you know, that's just it's a time management issue, right? Otherwise, we're spending the entire class doing the form. So for those of you who are at the Chumkyu level, go ahead and do the Chumkyu form on your own. When you're done with the Chumkyu, I'm gonna have a new exercise for you guys ready to go. While you're doing the Chumkyu form, I'm gonna give the Seonam Tao level students an exercise, okay? So Chumkyu level people, go ahead and do the Chumkyu on your own. Seonam Tao level people, you guys are with me here, okay? So we're gonna work on the lapsao and the paksao and do some chain punching, putting the thing together, and hopefully we can work this in a kind of sparring setting, all right? So let's go ahead and review paksao punch this way here. Now the paksao punch, of course, this is the outdoor pak punch. This goes forward. This is not to be confused with the indoor pak punch, which goes towards the elbow. So I wanna see both hands going forward in the same direction. So it almost looks like a cross palm strike as opposed to any kind of side block. We don't want to give any cross pressure here. So you're going to go paksao punch, forward this way, paksao punch. Go ahead and do that a few times. Obviously, you're doing it from the frontal stance. So you're going to alternate Pak Sao punch this way here. Pak Sao punch, and both of the arms should be going forward. Both of the arms should be going forward. So not one arm here, one punch here. Think of having the general direction being the same, because this is the outdoor Pak Sao, which is different from the indoor Pak Sao. I'll write that in the chat here. My Mac always wants to auto-correct my Chinese. It's so disrespectful. All right. Okay, so we have the Oi Pak. That's the outdoor, or the Oi Moon Pak. That's the outdoor gate Pak Sao. So this is what we call the outside Pak Sao. And that's the one that you're doing now. Okay, so continue doing this one in the air. The next one we're going to do is the Lapta. Okay, so Siunum Tau level people. Now we come back here. We just did the outdoor Pak Sao a moment ago. Now we're going to do the Lapso punch. Unlike Pak Sao, Lapso is 2 actions. Okay, we have to make contact with the arm first. Okay. By the way, Chumkyu people, if you're done with your Chumkyu, you can also just watch my explanation of the Lapta. I'm going to give you guys a double arm Chi Sao exercise in a moment. Okay. So for the Siunum Tau level students, we're here. When we do the Lapta, always 2 actions. Why? Because you need to make contact first. If you just try to grab someone's arm out of thin air, they'll see it and they'll pull their arm back and they'll give you a punch. We need to go forward and make contact. Once we have contact, then we can do the Lapso. The Lapso, or grabbing hands, super important. Again, there's my Mac is trying to, it turned into Leap Sao, all right? Lapso, 2 A's, all right? Lapso is the grabbing hands. When we do the grabbing hand, we use a C grip. What does a C grip mean? C grip is with thumb, okay? Anytime in Wing Chun, when you grab and press something, you use the thumb. Anytime in Wing Chun, when you snap something down like a Jatsao or a neck pull, we use it without the thumb. This is called the monkey grip. So for grips that pull or drag, we use thumbless. For grips that press, you use the C grip or the thumb grip. So the Lapso is a pressing grab. So when you do it in the air, I want to see, almost looks like you're doing tiger style, right? But of course, you're not really grabbing someone. That's why it looks like this, right? It's not a tiger style movement, all right? For those of you who are into Kung Fu movies, all right? So we go here, hand goes forward, and then you're going to do the Lapso punch this way. So watch how I go forward first, I make contact, and then I go horizontally with the Lapso punch. If you notice, both of my arms are far out. I'm not pulling the arm to me. I leave this in what we call position 1. Mansao is position 1. Wusao is position 2. Your body is position 3. So leave the Lapso out in position 1. Don't bring it back to position 2. So you go 1 and to the side. Hand forward, Lapso punch. Hand forward, Lapso punch. Hand forward, Lapso punch like this. So this is the first exercise. For those of you who did foundations yesterday, it's the same thing. Again, it's the same 8-day lesson. So for those of you who come to more than, if you come to classes every day, that means you get one class where you do it the first time, another class where you do it the second time. So of course, you should do it much better. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2. So Siunum Tau level students, continue to practice that on your own. The 1, 2 of the Lapso, doing that on both sides. And then of course, if you want a short break, don't forget to also do the outdoor Pak Sao. I'm gonna show you how to combine that with steps in just a moment. Chi Sao level people, Chumkyu level people, all right? So let's start with Air Pun Sao, all right? So super important. Obviously, Chi Sao is something that's best trained with a partner, best trained with sticking. But a lot of times people who do Chi Sao, they literally cannot do it if they don't have a partner, because they actually do not understand the rotation of movements very well. So that's why they almost need their partner as a crutch to be able to do it. But if they don't have a partner, they actually cannot tell you what they're doing. This is a problem. One of the advantages of this kind of Zoom training is you're going to know exactly what you're doing when you don't have a partner. So when you have a partner, there's no ambiguity. You're absolutely sure where your hand is supposed to be. So we're going to start in the standard, what we call 50-50 Pun Sao. One arm out, one arm in. Basically what most people understand as Pun Sao, we call it 50-50 because we have double outs, double in, and one arm out, one arm in. We call it 50-50. We split the difference. So you have Fuk Sao, your other hand is in Tan Sao like this, all right, low elbow. Now, you're going to go into Bong Sao. Your Bong Sao should be above the low Fuk Sao, about halfway, not crossing and not side to side. Your hand should be hanging about halfway over your Fuk Sao. And then from here, as you come back to Tan Sao, you send the Fuk Sao forward towards the center. So the wrist is in the middle. So it's Bong, Fuk, If you notice the high fuksao, see my wrist is in the middle, just like a low elbow punch. It's not off to the side. It's only off to the side in the low fuksao. So we go 1, 2. So that's why if you see yourself in your screen, whenever you're in the high fuksao and tansao, that wrist should be right in front of the line of your chin here. So it should not be over here or shouldn't be crossed. So you go 1, 2, 1, 2. See how that stops right in front of the line of my chin? 1, 2. And here, my hand half hanging above the fuksao, not crossing and not side by side. 1, 2. So it's funny, most people have never done it. and therefore, they're not even sure what they're doing here. So when you look at yourself, low fuksao, bong sao, hand over, roll into tan, wrist right in front of the line of your chin, all right? And then back and forth. And of course, once you feel you have mastered the right side, well, don't forget, tonight you get 2 for the price of 1. You have the left side as well, all right? So we go here, bong, fok, bong, fok, bong, fok. Make sure in the tan sao position, you have, again, have that low hanging position, no flat tan sao. You have the, what we call the heavy hanging elbow, right? This way here. While you're practicing, one of the things you can pay attention to when you see yourself in the video screen is making sure your shoulders are not doing this, making sure your shoulders stay rock solid throughout the rotation, that they're not rising. Your upper body isn't pitching side to side, and your upper body isn't pitching front to back. You have what we call a neutral body position, okay? So, Chamkyu, Chisao, people continue to practice that. I will be back with another exercise in a moment. I just got to go give the Siunam Tao people a new exercise, okay? Be right back. All right, so Siunam Tao level people, now you guys must be experts at practicing lapsao punch and paksao punch because you did it for a whole 3 minutes, okay? So you must be perfect at it by now. So now let's start adding footwork. The footwork that we're going to add is the arrow step. So I've moved the camera down so you can see. The arrow step, we start from the frontal stance. You're gonna step, circle, and move this way here. All right, this is one of the most basic steps in Wing Chun. It's essentially how we advance. From the frontal stance, we don't want to advance this way, only to get kicked in the groin. You want to circle on the way forward so you can invade your partner's stance. So we're gonna be using the arrow step today. Let's start quite simply with the paksao punch, okay? So frontal stance, I want everyone to have the left hand in front. Okay, so we're gonna paksao with the front hand, and we're gonna step with the right arrow step. So when you step forward with the paksao punch, you have the right leg, you're gonna have a right punch and a left paksao like this. We don't wanna have it the other way for now. It's gonna be this way here. So stepping with the right leg, punching with the right hand, and vice versa. So you start here, there we go, paksao punch, and then go back. Let's keep it on the same side for now. So don't worry about switching on every count. So you're just going to do left paksao, right punch with the right leg stepping in. That way you get used to that coordination. Paksao punch and back. Paksao punch and back. Paksao punch and back. So what I want you to do is to do about 5 of them and then switch sides, all right? So don't switch on everyone. So when you want to switch sides, always switch your hands like this, wrist over wrist. Never switch your guard this way. Always be in the habit of switching your guard wrist over wrist. Okay, so we switch now to the right lead, and now we just flip everything. Right paksao, left punch, left leg step. Okay, so you're gonna go on the other side, paksao punch and back. Paksao punch and back. Paksao punch and back. All right, so go ahead and do that. 5 times right, 5 times left, and continue repeating that back and forth. I'm gonna go over to the Chamkyu group right now. All right, cool. So, Chamkyu group here. We warmed up with a little bit of Punsao. Now, sometimes, we're not going to do it tonight, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll physically stand in front of the camera here, and then so you have to be in the opposite position. Maybe we'll just take a moment to do it. So if I'm in bong sao and low fuksao, that means you need to be in the high fuksao and tan sao, right? So then we go from here. Of course, it's visual, but this is also how you learn the positions. You're in that position, and as I roll, you roll with me. It's purely visual, but this is actually how you learn exactly where your position is, right? So when I'm in tan sao, you should be in fuksao, and your other arm should be in bong, right? And now you go fuksao, tan sao, and we go this way here, and then this way. And you'd be surprised how much you can actually learn from where your positions are supposed to be. Most Wing Chun people, especially that when they visit my school, they just go do something like this, and they don't actually know where the positions are, right? So we need to make sure this is really clean. All right, so now we're gonna switch over to the lapsao exercise. Super important basic drill bell. One little caveat, when we practice the lapsao exercise, in the air, This is the only exercise where you leave your elbow bent. Normally, when we do stuff in the air in Wing Chun, we go to full extension for a full range of motion in the joints. But in the lap da exercise, the low elbow, the pinning, pressing of the punch is so important. We don't want to extend the arm even as a solo exercise because it would make a really bad habit for you. So we go here, and then when we do the punch, keep the elbow low so that you practice the low pinning power of the punch there rather than going this way here with no elbow power, right? So we go bong, build a bridge, and punch. Bong, build a bridge, punch. Bong, build a bridge, punch. Now watch, as I go and build the bridge, this hand goes forward, this one rotates, and we're in the tip out position. Then it goes over the pinky, and you punch. The rear hand becomes a wu sao. The front hand is a punch with the low elbow. All right, so we go bong, build a bridge, punch. Bong, build a bridge, punch. Bong, build a bridge, punch. And then, of course, we do it on the other side. So take your wu sao hand and dive bomb it over into bong sao. And then you go on the other side. Bong, build a bridge, punch. Bong, build a bridge, punch. This way here. So you stay a few times. Remember, the focus is always on your opponent. That's why we don't do this back fist thing. We're not trying to wrench someone's arm. We're trying to punch our opponent. So the focus is always punching in a straight line this way here, okay? So you're gonna do now the continuous lap sao exercise. Watch how I do it. I do it one time on the right, and then I dive bomb my arm over and do it on the left. So your wu sao hand goes over, and that's how you switch. And then you go on the side. So for now, I want you to do it super slow, like you're doing Tai Chi through Jello, okay? Super slow, all right? Bong, build the bridge, punch over the bridge, then switch hands. This is how Sifu Learn Ting teaches the beginners how to do lap da. One time on one side, one time on the other side. This way here, so that you get to do it on both sides, all right? So that is your drill for now. I'm gonna go back to the Shunam Tao group. Now you guys are experts at doing Pak Da with the arrow step. Now we're gonna do Lap Da with the arrow step. So from here, let's start with the right hand in front. We're now going to do a right leg arrow step, sending our right hand forward. You're gonna send your right hand forward like a mansa, almost like you're doing a punch. So you step and send your hand forward like this. So from here, you're gonna do right arrow step, right hand, and then turn it into a lap sao punch. Just like you did in the air a moment ago, it's a two-step process. 1, 2, this way here. So let's try that. So we just do it on the right side with the right hand and right leg. 1, 2, and then back. Arrow step forward, lap sao punch, and back. Arrow step forward, lap sao punch, and back. Arrow step going in when you make contact, grab horizontally, and the punch always goes to the center. And then back. Hand forward, lap sao punch. Super slow, you don't have to do it fast. Let's try the left side. Okay, so left hand, left arrow step. So you step in, left hand, left leg, lap sao punch, and then back. Left hand, left leg, lap sao punch, reset. Hand forward, lap sao punch, reset. Notice after I do the arrow step, when I reset, my front leg goes back, and then the other leg goes back to meet it. So you go forward this way, and it's a triangle step on the way back. So go ahead and do the lap da a few times. We're gonna add chain punches, all that jazz in a moment. I'm gonna take, Changkyu level people, you're doing the lap sao drill. Siunam Tao level people, you're doing the lap sao exercise. I'm just gonna look at the gallery of the videos to watch you guys for a moment because I've been doing a lot of explaining, and now I wanna take a look and see how you guys are actually doing it. Make sure that what I'm telling you is actually translating into something that looks like something cool. Hey, cool to see Mark Fitzpatrick. That's an old face. I haven't seen in a long time. Awesome to see you, man. Cool, cool. Albert, awesome. Joe's a pro. Cool. Home. Good job, Jurgen. Try to get a little more C grip on the lap sao and bend the wrist a little bit more this way so that when you hold somebody, you have a strong grip. If the grip is too much like this, the guy can move out. So you almost want to exaggerate the wrist position on the lap sao and really make it flat. Very similar to the side palm, just with the grip here. So we want to have a bent wrist on the lap sao. Otherwise, looking really good. Joe Carina, looking like a pro there in the corner. All right, the best hair in the biz. Looking at Harry, haven't seen you in a long time. Alan in the house, the buzz cut. Brendan, with a bunch of LOL dolls in the background. Antonio, looking good. Cool. Roman, looking good. Nice. Seth, awesome. Natan, beautiful. Poem. Okay. Nice. Good. Marlon, excellent. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Last exercise for the Chungkyu peeps before we go into some application. And Sunam Tao group, I will be with you guys in just a moment. So now what you're going to do is this. Chungkyu group, you did your lapso, you did your punch. You're in a low elbow punch. We're going to imagine someone tries to lift your arm. All right, it's very common. You try to punch someone, people try to block or they try to lift. The common reaction to that as a beginner is Jutsao. Now, Jutsao, we use the monkey grip. Monkey grip is a thumbless grip. So you go from this position and you do it slow. Of course, you don't have a partner. You have to like imagine it, right? So after you do the punch, imagine someone tries to lift your arm up, which is not what you want. The moment you feel this, you're going to snap it down with the Jutsao. This is the same Jutsao from Sunam Tao. The only difference is it's single, not double arm. And you always use the monkey grip when you do it in application. So your Jutsao acts like a hook so that you don't fall off. If you do it like you do it in the form, you would literally fall off. So you create a hook by doing a thumbless grip this way here. So you're in the Lapta exercise. You imagine your hand comes up, and then you're going to do the Jutsao. And after you do that, you load the other hand, and you're going to punch. And then we're just going to repeat. Once you're in the punch, you lift your arm like someone is trying to lift you. You immediately snap it down and punch over the bridge with a low elbow this way here. So you lift, Jutsao, punch. Lift the hand, Jutsao, punch. Your hand goes up, you don't like this, you bring it back down and you punch over the bridge. Your hand goes up, you bring it back down, punch. Up, down, punch. Up, down, punch. The hand is going up because someone is physically blocking you. So you hit someone, they try to lift your arm up and you immediately snap it down with the Jutsao. This has to be a very quick reaction that you have on tap. Okay, Sunam Tao level people, let's continue, okay? Last exercise. We're going to now follow up with chain punches after the initial movement, okay? So let's go back to Paksao. You're gonna have the left hand in front. We're gonna do left Paksao, right punch, and right leg step. So you're gonna start here, you step in, Paksao punch, and now you're gonna start chain punching, and I want 3 steps. So you're gonna go 1, 2, and 3. All right, so you're gonna keep constant pressure on the opponent. Many people say Wing Chun is like having a machine gun, but they're only half right. Because without footwork, it doesn't matter. You do a bunch of fast punches and you don't step in, your opponent can move around and hit you. Wing Chun is like a machine gun on top of a Jeep. You cannot forget the footwork that activates it. You have to go forward. You cannot stand in place. So when you go here and you do your Paksao stepping forward, when you do your chain punches, don't stay in the same place. Give me a couple advancing steps and then go forward with constant forward pressure like this, all right? At least 3 steps. And you want to average about 3 punches per step, no more. Because if you punch more than 3 per step, you're standing in the same place for too long. So I want to see Paksao punch, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, going forward. And then when you go back, keep your hands up. Then do it on the other side. Left Paksao punch, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, going in like this. Then you can do the same thing with the Lapsao. You go forward, Lapsao punch, and then you go chain punch this way here. Don't worry about doing it fast. Do it correctly. You want good, correct reps. You can add speed over time. Don't rush it. So Paksao punch, 3 chain punches per step, 3 steps. Do it on both sides. Then do the same thing with Lapsao and continue to repeat that. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so Chungkyu level people, this is the Jutsao. It's an important reaction in Chisao Program 1. We have 3 different kind of ways of doing Jutsao in the cycle. I'm going to try to, for some of these classes, get a partner in here, especially because people who have learned our program, they know what I'm talking about, but people who are kind of new, or maybe they don't quite know it. So I got to get a partner in here so I can demonstrate. Anytime someone tries to lift our arm, by lifting here, cutting underneath, or going over the top, we Jutsao down, Jutsao down. Our positions in Wing Chun are strongest here when our elbow is low. We always want to bring the fight here where we have our lats engaged and we can use our tricep to punch. The higher our arms go and the higher our elbows go, we get diminishing returns on leverage. But in fighting, people are going to be trying to lift your arms and push you up and do all this stuff. So our goal in Wing Chun is to always bring the fight here where we have power and we can pin and control and stick. Your opponent is going to try everything they can do to get you off of that. And your job as a Wing Chun fighter is to come back here where you're powerful. So we don't want to see, as you see a lot of amateur Wing Chun people, they chain punch, their partner lifts their arms, and then they start kind of climbing over the top with chain punches. Their partner can keep lifting and they keep going over the top, over the top. We're either going to snap it down really quickly and bring it back where we can fight, or another tactic you learn later is you can let it go and hit underneath. But either way, we don't want to manage the fight up here where we have no leverage. So in your mind, you always want to think punching from the low elbow here. This is our bread and butter. And when someone tries to take you off of that, you say, no, I want to stay here. I want to stay here. You have to think of the tactic of always fighting from the low elbow position. Whether you're chain punching, someone brings your arm up, you bring them back down. You're doing the lap cell. Someone brings your arm up, you bring them immediately back down. Jutsao power is one of the most important and critical high percentage defenses we have in Wing Chun to make Wing Chun function. I tell my advanced students, everything is Jutsao and Jutsao is everything. Jutsao needs to be on point because it'll save you. So this seemingly simple exercise of learning this very quick snap, one of the most important reactions in Wing Chun. People always think, oh, maybe Bong and Tan. Jutsao, I think, is one of the most underrated reactions in Wing Chun, and you can really use it. It's really quite high percentage, okay? Practice it a couple more times. We're going to do a new exercise in like 2 minutes anyway. And of course, if you guys have any questions, send it to me in the chats, all right? Because I can't always, can't unmute everyone, otherwise it will just turn into chaos, all right? Okay. Let me take a look at you guys a little bit, especially you guys at the Sunam Tao level. You're doing your lap out chain punches, pack out chain punches. Beautiful. Okay, pop, 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 pop. Nice, 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 nice. Good, 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 good. Yeah. So on the average, about 3 punches per step and 3 steps. If you're doing 5 chain punches per step, it means you're standing in the same place for too long. One of the most important ideas in Wing Chun, I'll put it here in the chat, and everyone, you guys can listen to this because we're about to do something real quick for everyone. One of the most important kind of sayings, sometimes they call it mottos or whatever, and again, my Apple keeps trying to auto-correct my Cantonese. How dare you? Big bo tip da, big bo tip da. This is like our main thing in Wing Chun. What is big? Big means to crowd. Bo is step, crowding steps. All right, so I'll translate it into intelligible English. Crowding steps, non-stop attacks. This is actually the motto behind Wing Chun, okay? Obviously, if someone steps to us, they do something. You hit them with one solid punch, the fight is over, hey, great. If the best way of doing it is to not have to fight at all. The second best, if you have to fight, try to solve it in one punch, not going in and try to hit the guy 50 times in the face. That's gonna get you in a bit of trouble. But if you cannot knock the person down, let's say your punch isn't strong enough, then you're going to have to continue with the chain punches. And we do it maintaining really close body, because if you give your opponent space, they can wing you with punches and stuff like that. You need to crowd the person with the chain punches by using crowding steps and non-stop punches. You cannot let up. Okay, so we have a question here. Are the alternative steps in between the blast punches all arrow steps? Actually, no. The first step we do, which is from the advancing stance, this is our starting position, this first circle step, that one moving in, that is the one that we call the arrow step. It's like the initial one. When you continue shuffling forward with the same leg forward, we just call those advancing steps. So the arrow step is just the name of the first one. And then after that, basically, we just call them advancing steps, or Seoman Chinese, all right? Okay, cool. So let's do a quick little exercise for everyone. The exercise is going to be my favorite elbow drill, okay? So remember, there are 5 basic behaviors that someone can have in a street fight. Not talking about fighting professionally in the ring, fighting another martial artist. Say someone attacks you on the street, okay? What are the kind of things that happen? Well, you have, number 1, what we call runners. 2, we have what we call pressers. 3, we have people who put you in a headlock. Then we have what we call chain punch stoppers, all right? And then we have the almighty tackle, all right? So these 5 behaviors, if we actually look at what happens in a practical street fight, not talking about fighting professional martial arts, talk about in the street, okay? When you hit someone, some people, they're gonna run away from you to create space so that they can either wing you with punches or just run away. That's what we call a runner. What do we do against a runner? Step and punch, step and punch, step and punch. Don't give them space. But then you have the opposite type of person. Sometimes people get hit in the face and they have the opposite effect. They get hit, boom, and they're gonna go in. It almost like enrages them that you hit them, and rather than running away, they're gonna press into you. So that's what we call a presser, all right? The other one, they get hit a couple times and then they're gonna try to put you in a headlock. That's why your headlock defenses need to be really sharp because it's so high percentage. Then the other people, you have what I call chain punch stoppers. What is that? When you're chain punching, they just try to grab your forearms like this. They just grab you like that. Nothing special, just straight up grab. It happens all the time. Wing Chun person goes in with chain punches, boom, the other guy grabs them like this and they go, oop. So you have to be really sharp against what we call the chain punch stopper, which is basically a double underhand grab. And then the final one is the tackle. And I'm not talking about a high level single leg takedown or a high crotch or a double leg power double leg from a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm talking just frat boy tackle, all right? The way people are going to try to attack you on the street, not high level. You have to start with the basic ones first. So these are the 5, we call these add-ons. And when we do sparring, the way we do it at City Wing Chun is you are the Wing Chun person. The other guy is not Wing Chun because you're not going to fight someone like this on the street. The person on the street, if someone stands like this to you on the street, then you say, hey, Wing Chun, let's go grab a beer, right? You don't say, okay, let's duke it out and chain punch each other to death, all right? You're always going to have someone who is fighting you in a non-Wing Chun way. So it makes sense for you to get accustomed that maybe you fight this way, but the other guy is going to be standing like this. So you get used to that interface. And these are the 5 basic behaviors. We need to make sure that they're in there every time we do sparring. Your partner throws a punch, they either run away, press you, try to stop your punches, put you in a headlock, or tackle you so that you become well-versed. Well, today what we're gonna do is deal with the presser, okay? How do we deal with the presser? We use elbow strikes, okay? So from here, start in the advancing stance, that is right leg forward. And we're gonna start real simple with the Mississippi Steamboat elbows, right? So you go here, packs out elbow. Packs out elbow. So it's like from the side this way. These are frontal elbows. Someone's here, pum, pum, pum. Normally we're gonna do these with advancing steps. Unless we can't, then we just hit. The elbow strike should be the entire forearm. Do not hit with the tip of your elbow. Don't over rotate with the elbow because if you miss, now the guy's gonna take you down to the ground. You need to create almost like a frame going into their face. So it's packs out elbow, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have a solid frame between you and the guy who's trying to press. Now that is the packs out elbow. This is frontal. The other way we can do it is, just like today you learned packs out punch and laps out punch, we can do laps out elbow, right? So if you're not doing packs out elbow, the other option is laps out. Again, C grip. The laps out elbow is normally when you get someone behind their elbow here, all right? So you grab them behind the elbow and then this elbow comes from the outside. So that's why when we practice this one, maybe we turn a little bit. You almost want to imagine you're hitting someone in the head from the outside with this one. So you go lapso, elbow, lapso, elbow. So see how I set up the grip? C grip, and you just turn and hit with the elbow. Grab, turn and hit with the elbow. Grab, turn and hit with the elbow. So this is the outside elbow. And the packs out elbow, the one you did at the beginning, this is the inside elbow. This is when you're in front of somebody hitting them up. And this is when you're on the outside. 2 basic elbows, all right? So many of you guys have done this, especially if you did the class yesterday, you know my favorite elbow exercise. So basically I'm gonna be the presser today. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna start with one lead, doesn't matter. Maybe I have a right lead, maybe I have a left lead. What I want you guys to do is I want you to attack me when I get too close. I don't want you waiting for me to punch you. The moment I get too close, you either go in with a laps out punch, which we did today, or packs out punch. It depends on what hand you have forward. If you have the opposite hand forward, you give me a packs out. If you have diagonal hand forward, you give me laps out. It all depends on what hand I have forward and what your preference is for now, right? So when I start like this, I'm gonna creep towards you. When I'm about here on the video screen, I want you to step in either laps out or packs out. Give me a bunch of chain punches, and I'm gonna do this. As I move back, I want you to step forward. And then I'm gonna give you the signal. The signal is this. I'm gonna put my hands this way here, And this means that I'm basically bullying through you and I'm pressing. So the moment you see me do that, you're gonna switch to elbows, and I want you to move to one side or the other, as long as you move out of the way of the train. Move out of the way and then just start giving elbows. You can do elbows one over the top, you can do the lapso elbow, or you can even do continuous elbows with one side. You don't have to go right, left, right, left. You can do a bunch of these and then switch to the other side, do a bunch of these. You do not have to go right, left, right, left. That's just for coordination, all right? And you can look at me in the mirror, in the video, and look at how my hands are. And think about moving around my arms. Don't elbow my forearms, elbow me around, okay? All right, that's the exercise. Let's go for it, all right? So everyone's standing here in your zhong sao. When I look at the videos of everyone in the class, I don't want to see anyone standing like you're doing the Sifu. I want to see you guys stalking me, all right? And look, and ready to go like you had too much coffee, all right? So now right about here, boom, come in and attack me. Chain punch, chain punch, chain punch. And now I press you, come in with the elbows. Beautiful, all right? Really think of someone who's just pushing through you. They don't care about your chain punches. They eat them for breakfast. You immediately change them to elbows. Do not be this person doing chain punches here when someone is crowding you. This is like the guy playing the violin on the Titanic as it's going down, all right? The moment someone's crowding you, switch to elbows without hesitation, all right? So here we go. Hands up, I come close, and here you go. Boom, you come and attack, chain punch, chain punch, chain punch. And now I press, move out of the way, and elbows. Fantastic, all right? And again, I want you guys very active in your zhong sao here. I want you guys stalking me, moving around, look like you had too much coffee. Do not stand still. Wing Chun people do not stand still. So move around, come in here, and pop, 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 and right away, pop, 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 up here. Elbows, beautiful, and back again. All right, and be mindful, I'm switching guards in between. So use pak sao and lap sao appropriately. Let's go. Pump, pump, chain punch, elbows. Fantastic. All right. And moving around, stalking me, keeping your hands on my vertical midline here the whole time, right? And then as I come in and go pop, 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 and right away into the elbows. Beautiful. Okay, a couple more times. And I come in and pop, 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 and let's cover up. Fantastic. All right, shake it out, guys. So that is the presser. That's one of the 5 common add-ons that we have there. Like sometimes people get punched and they go in. Too many Wing Chun people think, oh, I'm just going to chain punch and run forward, and the guy's going to run away from me, and I'm just going to chase him into a wall and punch him. Yeah. Well, sometimes people get hit and they go, ooh, and they step forward. So this is why Wing Chun students need to have that immediate skill of changing the punches to the elbows in a frame setup. So let's say the elbow doesn't have enough power and the guy tries to grab you, you at least have a frame in between you and your opponent. Not an elbow like this where you're going to expose yourself. You want to throw frames in between you. So imagine you're throwing these elbows and the guy tries to grab your waist. Well, maybe they grab your waist, but now your forearm and your elbow's in their face. But if you do this elbow and now they grab your waist, you cannot come back and do this one. It will be too late. So we really want to get in the habit of doing elbow strikes with this 90-degree frame here from the Chum-Kyu form we call Haijang, all right, the hacking elbow, right? Okay, does anyone have any questions on anything we did today? All right, we did the pak sao and lap sao. We started the self-defense with a basic rear standing headlock. Then we did the warm-up. We did Siunam Tao, pak sao and lap sao with chain punches following up. For the chi sao level people, we did basic pun sao in the air. We did the lap sao exercise with the switch. And then we did the basic jut sao when someone lifts you up, jut sao punch, jut sao punch. And then for everyone, we did timing 1. When someone comes too close, you attack them, you stay on top of them. And then when they change into this frame here, you immediately switch to elbows and hit them. Super important skills. And again, this is the foundations class, so we focus on the basic skills in Wing Chun. Obviously, the mastery class is more for the advanced stuff, advanced chi sao forms and stuff. But even for students who've been doing Wing Chun for a long time, foundations is what it's all about. Those first 8 student level programs, it's very important and vital, especially for self-defense and practical fighting. Too many people think, oh, I need to do stuff on the dummy and I need to do the BUG this and BUG that. Hey, if you cannot step in and punch someone and stay on top of them and handle those 5 common things that happen, there's nothing you do on a wooden dummy is going to save you when someone is trying to step through you and punch you. So the basic fundamentals of Wing Chun are what we all lean on regardless of how many years we've been doing Wing Chun. Cool. So real quick before we're out of here, let's just do a quick little stretch for the hips because we didn't do too much kicking today. So I want to make sure that you guys are still getting a little bit more limber. If you can move up to a wall behind you, we're just going to do a simple butterfly stretch here, and we're going to work on pushing the knees out like this. All right, super simple. We need to get the knees out as much as possible for two reasons. One, in the chunky form, you have something called the slant kick, right? So keep your posture straight, bring your feet in as close as you can, and really push those knees down. So one, we need to get this level of flexibility for our slant kick, but also we need to do it because so much of Wing Chun, your hips are internally rotated. So just for general balance, as a martial artist, as a human being, this is actually a really good exercise because it's literally the exact opposite of what you spend most of your time doing in Wing Chun. So this is to keep a little bit of balance in the hips. All right, shake it out a little bit, just pull your feet in one little bit further and just gently press down with your hands. Don't force anything, don't push anything. No need to snap anything. You just want to get these hips nice and open to counteract a lot of the internal rotation of the Wing Chun stance, as well as prepare you for the most difficult of all kicks, the slant kick. All right, so now if you can, bring your feet together in front of you like this and try to pop forward and see if you can stay in a squat position with your heels flat on the floor. This is also vital to be able to do Wing Chun footwork easily, right? Now, some people are not going to be able to put their heels on the floor. You're going to have to support yourself. That's totally fine. Just know that from here, your eventual goal with training is to be able to lay flat on your heels like this and feel comfortable, like you can have a conversation here. If you're not there yet, you can just lean a little bit forward like this, but we want to work here. Now, without using your hands, try to stand up and shake it out. Bring your knees up. Cool stuff, guys. All right, I hope you guys had a good time. Tomorrow, we have a bunch of classes again. We have mastery class, foundations class, and Thursday, we also have the fit canvas. Friday, we have my wing. If you guys really want like a hardcore workout, like a dying workout, do the Wing Boss workout on Friday, all right? It's around noonish. It's brutal. Albert can attest to it. Really hardcore. All right, guys. Hope you guys had a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much, guys. It's great seeing you guys. Thank you for our friends from Europe for coming by and visiting us at such an insane hour, okay? Bye-bye, guys.